In the beginning, Genesis 1 and the grand narrative, written by N.T. Wright. The book of Genesis begins with the magnificent story of creation. This is not just a children's story, it is the foundation of the entire Bible. It tells us who God is. It tells us who we are and why we are here. Genesis 1 sets the stage for the grand narrative of God's love, our rebellion, and God's plan for redemption. It is a story that speaks deeply to the human soul in every age. Genesis 1 verse 1 proclaims, "In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth." With these powerful words, we are introduced to the God who is both powerful and personal. He is the ultimate authority over all creation. He is the one who speaks and it is done. He is the one who brings order out of chaos. He is the one who breathes life into being. This creation account is not a scientific textbook, it is a theological statement. It reveals the very nature of God and his relationship with the world he created. It is a story of divine purpose, power, and love. As we delve into the details of each creation day, let us be filled with awe and wonder at the majesty of our Creator. Let us also be challenged to live as those who are made in his image and called to be his stewards in the world. Day 1, let there be light. The dawn of creation. The first day of creation begins in darkness. This darkness represents the formless void that existed before God began his creative work. It is a picture of chaos and nothingness. Then God speaks. He says, "Let there be light," and light appears. This light is not just physical light. It is the very presence of God himself. God separates the light from the darkness. He calls the light day and the darkness night. This act of separation is significant. It shows that God is a God of order. He brings order out of chaos. He establishes a rhythm to life. He creates a world that is structured and purposeful. The creation of light on the first day is a powerful symbol of hope. It tells us that even in the darkest of times, God is present. He is working to bring light into our lives. He is bringing order out of chaos. He is creating something beautiful and new. Day 2 and 3. Separating and shaping. The emergence of order. On the second day, God separates the waters. He creates a vast expanse, which he calls sky. This division of waters above and waters below is another example of God's desire for order. He is not a God of confusion. He defines boundaries. He creates spaces for life to flourish. On the third day, God gathers the waters together. Dry land appears. God calls the dry land earth and the gathered waters seas. This is a pivotal moment in creation. It is the foundation for all life on earth. Then God speaks again. He commands the earth to produce vegetation. Plants and trees of all kinds spring forth. They cover the land with vibrant life. The earth is transformed from a barren wasteland into a lush garden. The second and third days demonstrate God's incredible power. They also reveal his attention to detail and his loving care for his creation. God doesn't just create a world that is functional, he creates a world that is beautiful and diverse. He fills it with an abundance of life. Day 4, lights in the firmament, time and space defined. On the fourth day, God creates the sun, moon, and stars. He places them in the sky to give light to the earth. These celestial bodies will mark the passage of time. They will also serve as signs to guide travelers. The creation of the sun, moon, and stars is an amazing feat of divine engineering. These heavenly objects are not only beautiful to behold, they are essential for life on earth. They regulate our seasons, our days, and our nights. They provide light for plants to grow and for animals to see. More importantly, the creation of the sun, moon, and stars on the fourth day highlights God's sovereignty. He is the one who sets the stars in their courses. He is the one who determines the times and seasons. He is the one who holds all of creation together. He is the ultimate source of light and life. Day 5 bursts forth with a symphony of life. God commands the waters to teem with living creatures. Fish of all shapes and sizes fill the seas. Creatures swim through the depths. Others dart among the coral reefs. God then speaks to the sky. He commands it to be filled with birds. Birds with brilliant plumage take flight. They fill the air with their songs. This is the first time that God creates living creatures that can move and reproduce on their own. He blesses them, saying, "Be fruitful and increase in number. The waters and the skies teem with life." It is a scene of incredible abundance and diversity. The creation of sea creatures and birds on the fifth day shows us that God is a God of abundance and joy. He takes delight in the beauty and diversity of his creation. He wants his creation to be filled with life, movement and sound. It is a celebration of life in all its fullness. Day 6, creatures of the land and the pinnacle of creation, humanity. On the sixth day, God continues his work of creation. He forms all kinds of land animals. Creatures of every size and shape roam the earth. They graze in the fields, they hunt in the forests, they burrow in the ground. Then God saves his most special creation for last. He says, "Let us make humankind in our image, in our likeness." Human beings are created in the image of God. This means that we are different from all other creatures. We are given a special place in God's creation. We are given the responsibility to rule over the earth and to care for all living things. We are created to be in relationship with God. We are created to reflect his glory into the world. Day 7, God rests, a pattern for life. After 6 days of creation, God finishes his work. He rests on the seventh day. This rest is not because God is tired. It is a deliberate act. It is a sign that his work is complete. It is a pattern for us to follow. God blesses the seventh day and makes it holy. It is a day to rest from our labors and to delight in the goodness of God's creation. The seventh day reminds us that we are not made to work non-stop. We are created to have rhythms of work and rest. We are created to enjoy the fruits of our labor. We are created to live in harmony with God and with all creation. God's act of resting shows that our value doesn't come from our productivity. Our worth comes from being God's beloved creation. We are invited to enter into his rest, to find our true identity and purpose in him. Diverse interpretations, unwavering truth, navigating different views on creation. The creation account in Genesis 1 has been interpreted in various ways throughout Christian history. Some people believe that God created the world in 6 literal 24-hour days. This is often called young earth creationism. Others believe that the days of creation represent longer periods, perhaps even millions or billions of years. This view is known as old earth creationism. Still, others interpret the Genesis account more symbolically. They believe that it is primarily about God's power and relationship to creation rather than a literal, chronological account. These different interpretations can sometimes lead to disagreements among Christians. However, it is important to remember that all Christians affirm the core truths of the Genesis account. We believe that God is the creator of all things. We believe that creation is good. We believe that humanity is created in the image of God. We are called to be stewards of God's creation. A symphony of praise responding to the Creator. The creation account in Genesis 1 is a breathtaking tapestry of God's power, wisdom, and love. It is a story that has captivated the hearts and minds of people for millennia. As we reflect on this profound narrative, we are filled with a sense of awe and wonder at the majesty of our Creator. The creation story is not just an ancient account. It is a living word that speaks to us today. It reminds us that we are part of something much bigger than ourselves. We are part of a grand, cosmic drama that began in the mind of God and continues to unfold today. How then shall we respond to this amazing story? Let us respond with hearts filled with gratitude. Let us worship the God who created all things. Let us marvel at the beauty and complexity of the world around us. Let us recognize our responsibility to be good stewards of God's creation. Let us live our lives in a way that brings honor and glory to the Creator.